The secret to winning this simulation is controlling your nervous system. And your nervous system consists of your brain, your spinal cord, and your vagus nerve. Your vagus nerve runs the length of your head to your butt. When you look at generational trauma, which I come from generational trauma, my father was abused by his father was abused by his father before him. When you are stressed and when you are a constant state of environment that gives you stress, your nervous system learns to be dysregulated all the time and be on constant vigilance. And when this happens, you are not prioritizing your nutrition, you are not prioritizing your dopamine, and your brain hijacks you. Nobody wants to be the kind of person that hurts their children. Whenever I was constantly dysregulated, I was a yeller. And I could tell when my healing started to happen that I was not that person. I don't go introducing people with my brain and spinal cord in my hand and saying, this is who I am. That isn't who you are. So if people are getting hijacked by their nervous system, and we live in a society that prioritizes money and scarcity, then people are reacting instead of being able to do what they would normally do under normal circumstances with a normal nervous system, with a calm nervous system. Because when you are calm and when you are happy, you are able to expand, you have joy, you have imagination. When you are dysregulated and you have anxiety and stress, your body doesn't prioritize nutrition, it doesn't prioritize making dopamine, and you are constantly unhappy. And people that are constantly unhappy and constantly feel like it feels bad in your body and you have no idea what's happening, and your brain keeps looking for what's going on, and it creates a feedback loop that makes you do things outside of your norm because you don't feel safe. And all that stems from trauma and childhood. And people think that trauma is something like it can have to be really bad, but trauma can be anything. Anything that dysregulates your nervous system, anything that sends you into fight or flight or gives you anxiety or stress, dysregulates your nervous system and could be trauma. I mean, we live in a society where people are living paycheck to paycheck. They used COVID to raise prices. They used all kinds of things to raise prices, and they haven't raised the minimum wage. And it doesn't really matter, because when you look at economics and you start raising one thing, it raises another thing. But as an example, Advocate Health here in North Carolina, their CEO, it's in the news. They're congratulating him for being the CEO that got the biggest bonus of $25.1 million. One man, $25.1 million. But they are not telling you in that same publication, that same happy news thing, that they took away every single employee bonus that they gave to their employees every single year. Guess where his bonus came from? So they took millions of their employee bonuses and they gave it to one man, $25.1 million. That is what we are living with. Scarcity, and taking from the poor and giving it to one person, the 1%. So we are down here trying to figure out how to live. We are down here trying to know what's wrong with our bodies, feeling the pain, feeling the uncomfortableness, feeling the anxiety, and then causing drama and trauma and hurting other people because of our nervous systems. It isn't you. So I'm here to tell you, stop shaming yourself. Stop guilting yourself for things that you are doing outside of who you are, because you are not your brain and spinal cord. You are reacting to your environment that is scarcity and is putting you down on purpose. And the reason I'm doing this and the reason I'm saying this is because if you can regulate your nervous system, if you can stop shaming yourself and start telling yourself good things, then you can change it. And all we need is 1% of the population to change. When we start prioritizing our health, our nervous system, and our mental health by just simply telling ourselves good things about ourselves and stop shaming ourselves for the things that we had no control over, which is a response to environmental stimulus, then we won't need the medical system. And we can get together and we can make active change. When they have us all dysregulated like this, that is the game. That's how they keep us separate. That's how they keep us apart. That's how they keep us fighting, because we don't have time to think when our nervous systems are being hijacked. Okay? So you can do this. You got to tell yourself good things about yourself, and you have to stop associating and putting a moral judgment on something you have no control over. Your nervous system hijacks you. When you have knowledge, when you become aware, then you can breathe, activating your vagus nerve, and take a moment and take time to sit there and regulate for just a minute so that you don't react and you don't make choices based on that. And on the quantum level, when you do that, when you wait, you are collapsing the wave into different probability. Thoughts don't create your future by themselves. Thoughts create a mindset, which creates action that you take. So we, the people, have to change, and it starts with us. When you regulate your nervous system, when you start telling yourself positive things, you change your reality.